Good morning, UT, and thanks for joining us for TVC News. I'm Kelsey, Keny.
And I'm Cody, Woodside. Today we've got your weekend updates on a campus protest, UT's battle against Oregon, and UT's own Miss America contestant.
But first, we take a look at breaking news. Multiple people were killed and several more wounded this morning in a shooting at the Washington Navy Yard. A Washington police spokesman said first reports of shots were received at 8:36 a.m. inside the Naval Sea System Command headquarters, a heavily guarded headquarters where about 3,000 people work. A D.C. police spokesman said 5 people had been shot and several others injured, though the total number of victims is still unclear. A Navy official said a suspected shooter had been contained, though it's still unknown whether multiple shooters were involved. At least one shooter was killed by law enforcement officials 2 hours after the incident began.
He was far enough down the hall that we couldn't see his face, but we could see him with the rifle, and he raised and aimed at us and fired, and he hit high on the wall, just as we were trying to leave.
What was going through your mind?
Get everyone out of the building right now. Get everyone out of the building because there's someone shooting.
Growing tensions between many custodians and administration led to a rally in Circle Park on Friday. TVC's Carr was there to get the whole story.
Amid allegations of discrimination in the workplace and a renewed demand for living wages, members of the United Campus Workers Union, Progressive Student Alliance, and their supporters gathered in Circle Park Friday afternoon to raise awareness for their cause. Robert Naylor is the co-chair of the Progressive Student Alliance, an organization that fights for social justice.
We're really just here to support the custodians who are being retaliated against for speaking out mostly, and just the conditions that they've been facing recently. It's been pretty rough for a lot of people here, and as students, we'd like to come out here and support our workers. We're the reason they're here, and as a student, I don't think it's acceptable that the people who work on my campus are being treated this way.
Thomas Walker, a UT alum, employee, and member of the United Campus Workers Union, summarized some of the many problems campus workers have recently faced.
There's been a lot of harassment and discrimination that's gone on. Folks have reported being verbally abused and sexually harassed. There's been some discrimination reported because of medical conditions. Folks have had themselves forced into different schedules and shifts that they didn't originally get hired into, and so we want to make sure that folks on campus know that's going on in some of the lowest paid jobs on campus and try to make a positive change.
Walker says that nearly 1/4 of UT employees make less than a living wage, an issue for which both organizations are working to raise awareness.
Last week, UT announced that the demolition of Stokely Athletic Center and Gibbs Hall is set for early 2014. The demolition of both buildings will make way for a new parking garage, residence hall, and dining facility, and the expansion of the football practice fields. When completed, the new residence hall will house 600 men and women and will include a new dining hall open to all students, faculty, and staff. This is expected to be complete by summer of 2016.
Well, as every Vol fan knows, it's one of the most anticipated weeks in UT football. This Friday, the Vols will take on the University of Florida in Gainesville. Here in Knoxville, however, students can compete against the Gators in their own way by giving blood. That's right, the Medic Regional Blood Center is challenging the Gators in its annual blood drive competition. The blood drive lasts Monday through Friday, and all donors will receive a free t-shirt. The Vols snagged a close victory last year and are hoping to run up the scoreboard again in 2013.
On Saturday, UT's campus was filled with thousands of unfamiliar faces, despite the lack of a home football game. The Office of Undergraduate Admissions hosted an open house for high school seniors to explore campus, residence halls, and individual colleges. They also hosted information sessions about financial aid, academic programs, and organizations. Around 1,500 potential students were in attendance. UT Ambassador Catherine Lauk discussed the importance of the events like this. The Undergraduate Admissions Office will host one more open house this semester on October 12th.
Saturday also saw a crowd on campus at Sprint for Prince. This event is a 5K benefiting the Student Nursing Association's Precious Prince project at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. TVC's Carr got the scoop.
Circle Park was full of excitement on Saturday morning as over 150 runners prepared for the Sprint for Prince 5K. Sprint for Prince is organized by the Student Nursing Association and benefits the Precious Prince project at the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. The project provides families who have lost children with a keepsake charm of the child's fingerprint. Precious Prince recipient Jai Jordan explains what her fingerprint charms mean to her.
It's hard to put in words because in the middle of the worst pain we went through, there were some people there and that gave us a box. And in that box there were a lot of little things, and among them these prints. And it's kind of knowing that I have something material to keep close of me. It's almost like having my babies close of me because I'm reminded of them all the time. Not that I would never forget, but it's a gesture of caring. And I think this is an amazing, amazing project.
Allison Armstrong, who organized the event, says that the Precious Prince project benefits everyone involved.
It benefits us in that we are able to learn how to, organize, things like this, like leadership, and teaches us about, like philanthropy, and so we are able to give back to children's, and the college is represented, and then children's, benefits by having this for their patients, and their families to help them in the grieving process.
Connor Verdell, a UT student and the race's third-place finisher, says that despite the early starting time, he is proud to have been involved.
I watched a couple videos last night about the Precious Prince thing, and I guess that helped me get up today. And also, it's so nice outside. It's kind of good to be up early. So.
Not all the runners were quite as serious. Sisters Alicia and Audrey Jones decided they would dress to impress.
It's kind of like our MO. We do a lot of races and we like to dress up for them. And we've never been superheroes before. And so we thought because of the kids that, they like superheroes.
For TVC News, I'm Annie Carr.
Last night, 53 women competed for the crown of Miss America. And one of the women walking across that Atlantic City stage was actually walking on UT's campus just 2 years ago. Shelby Thompson from Brentwood, Tennessee, graduated at Knoxville in 2012. While a student, Thompson was an ambassador scholar, the philanthropy chair of her sorority Alpha Delta Pi, and a volunteer for Big Brothers Big Sisters. She won the title of Miss Tennessee in July of this year.
However, last night's top honor went to Miss New York, Nina Dalvari, who became the first contestant of Indian heritage to win the Miss America pageant. This also marks New York's second year in a row to win the pageant. Following in the top 5 were California, Oklahoma, Florida, and Minnesota. Did you get to watch any of the pageant last night, Kelsey?
I did. Shelby Thompson was in my sorority a few years ago, so we all gathered around the big screen and cheered her on in our house. So that was definitely interesting. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting night. Lots of surprises. I can't ever predict those things. I always swear I can. But.
I didn't get around to watching it, but a lot of my friends were texting me about it. So.
Yeah. No, I think actually my dad and I were texting back and forth. We were trying to predict the winners, and I got them all wrong.
Who'd you think was going to get it?
I really thought, at the end I thought Miss California was going to win. She had an interesting question about the Syria crisis. I thought she handled it pretty well. So, I don't know. You just can never tell with those things. But we'll have more national news like Miss America after a couple breaks from now. But first, we've got some sports.
All right, so let's bring it over to Alfred Taliaferro in the studio. Alfred?
In Vol sports, as we all may know, by now, Butch Jones and the Vol football team suffered their first loss of the season and a rout to the number 2 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. Yeah, I know. The Vols looked overmatched in every aspect on Saturday afternoon, from offense to defense to even the special teams. The Vols were simply outplayed, and Coach Butch Jones stated after the loss that this is not the way we're going to play Tennessee football. The Volunteer schedule doesn't get any easier from here, with 4 of the next 5 opponents currently being against ranked teams. The Vols look to rebound next week as they travel to Gainesville to play rival Florida. In other Vol news, the Lady Vols soccer team finished a rough week with a loss and a tie. Your 5-2-1 Lady Vols will be back in action for their only game of the week at home Friday night against Texas A&M. The Lady Vols volleyball team will also be looking to avenge a couple of losses in the past week, so it is safe to say that this is recovery week in Vol sports. So we all will be watching and optimistic in Knoxville. And there you have it for Vol Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, I know we're all certainly anxious to catch that Florida game later this week, and we'll have more info on all that this week on TVC News and next week, so we definitely want to be here for that. And we have some pretty cool stuff happening after our commercial break right now. We've got TVC's very own McKenzie Martin in the studio. She's going to whip us up some pretty cool snacks. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned. Well, if you find yourself having a sweet tooth craving lately, we've got the perfect solution. McKenzie Martin's here in the studio with us today for the perfect sweet snack. What's the name of this dish?
Okay, so basically these are called Scooby snacks. And my friend Allie, she actually came up with them for our sorority devotional. So it's like, oh my gosh, these are such a good idea.
Okay,
and all you need is this lovely box of Moist Supreme strawberry cake. So you see right here, you can get the Pillsbury Doughboy on it. You need 2 eggs. So I got this carton for 65 cents at Kroger.
So you can just buy the little bit. You don't have to buy too much that you're not going to need later.
Yeah, like
Perfect.
eggs go bad easily, so you got to get it.
Especially in that dorm life. Yeah.
You have to use half a cup of oil. Like I use vegetable oil. This is canola oil, just oil. And then half a bag of white chocolate little morsels. You can use regular chocolate, but personally I like the white chocolate with the strawberry. It tastes scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
So we're gonna pop open this bag, Kelsey.
Okay.
You wanna do the honors?
And if it doesn't go everywhere, then we've achieved success. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Might be a two-person job.
You wanna do it over here?
Yes, that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here we go. We're gonna improvise.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
so
we have it. Okay,
we're gonna pop this open. We're gonna open the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's like you're baking a cake.
So you're making cookies with a cake mix.
Yeah,
is that right?
They're called like bars.
Okay.
So it's like, I guess you could combine all the baking sweets of the world and you would get this.
Perfect. Perfect.
So we're gonna dump the whole bag in here.
Strawberry's a good flavor. I love it. Then we going for eggs next?
Yeah, 2 eggs.
Again, if I crack these successfully, I call it job well done.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, perfect, Kelsey.
Boom,
You've got
right
it.
there.
I think we've got the next Iron Chef right here.
Right here on TVC News.
America's Next Baker, buddy, watch out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coming for you.
Then we've got this lovely 1/2 cup. And look, you can pop it. So, like you're conserving space.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna.
Because you don't have much in those apartments here on campus, so
never.
Got to make do. And this
Okay.
is 1/2 cup?
1/2 cup of oil.
Okay.
So we just pour that in there.
Okay.
I know this kind of looks gross, but I promise it tastes good.
It all comes together. And do we start stirring this?
Yeah,
Okay.
or we can dump those white chocolate morsels in there.
And this about 1/2 bag?
Yeah,
Or
you can use as much as you want.
Okay.
I made some earlier, so I used the other half of the bag, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm a white chocolate fan. Ask the Easter Bunny, he's always bringing me some treats.
Oh my gosh.
He knows my
Cool.
sweet tooth.
Well, you can make these for him next Easter.
Yeah,
So perfect.
Kelsey, you want to stir it?
Okay, here we go. Okay.
So
and
I just kind of stir this together.
Absolutely, until it's just all combined pretty
yeah,
much? Okay.
and like I use a big stir first, and then to get like the little details, stir it, I'll like use a little normal size spoon.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Getting this together. And this, okay, I have to note how easy this truly is, because I'm actually not a master chef, contrary to what this is all proving, but I think I could do this in my dorm kitchen. I could do it in my apartment kitchen. I think it all pretty comes together.
Y'all, if I was looking for a husband and I had to use my cooking skills, I would never get married. I can't cook to save my life.
But you can make him these, and it would all be okay.
Make him these, go buy him some stuff from the store, pretend it's mine. We've got it. Because I feel like
guys love Scooby snacks. Guys love Scooby snacks.
I have lots of skills in my life, but Betty Crocker isn't one of them.
Except for these. Cool. Okay, now we've got this kind of combined.
Okay,
I'm even going to steal
a little bit. So if Kelsey gets salmonella or something, it's not my fault. Okay, so we're going to scrape it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here.
Okay.
This pan, it's like a cake pan.
Okay.
So we're going to scoop this. Kelsey, if you could hold the
Okay,
bowl.
I got the bowl.
Okay, we're going to scoop it. Whoa.
Pretty clutch right there.
Yeah, this is clutch. This is yummy. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to scoop it in here.
Get all of it. There you go.
Yeah. And then we're going to smooth it with this. So we're going to pat it down. You can make it as thin, as thick as you want.
Yeah, okay.
But you got to remember when you put it in the oven, it expands.
Okay.
So use typical
Science 101.
rules. Science 101 here at TVC.
I missed that class. Okay.
So we got this.
Okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to. You just get it as much as you want. Okay.
Just like as thin, as thick as you want. Cool. Like last night, I spent time perfectioning it. I was like, oh, I've got to make it the right symmetrical layers, and so I have the perfect. Actually, I have a funny story. I made these last night, and so they took about 35 minutes to cook if you put it on 350. So I was like, I should go and buy some more. I live on campus. I drove to Walgreens. They didn't have cake mix. Drove all the way to Kroger.
Dedication.
All the way
back.
Left these in the oven and came, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna burn my house down. But they were perfectly made. So it's just, you just learn.
We don't recommend burning your house down, though.
Don't recommend going to Kroger while you leave things in the oven. But if you have to, it happens.
Okay. As long as they get done.
So
okay. Then you pop these in oven. Yeah. 30, you said, minutes or so?
Yeah, 30 minutes or so. You can give or take.
Okay.
So I actually have some I made.
That's pretty convenient,
right
I have to
here.
say. Okay. This is the finished project?
These are a little burnt on the top, but personally, I like a little burn. It tastes a little good.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to try a piece, Kelsey, tell me what you think.
You didn't even have to ask. I had already gone for it. So
it's so good. It melts in your mouth. That's what I really like about it. It's easy and simple. Like, you bring all the boys to the yard with these.
That's exactly what we like to do here at TVC. I really, really wish that TVs had like a smell sensor, because you can smell the strawberry, you can smell the chocolate. It all comes together. I have to say, job well done.
Thanks, Kelsey. I tried.
So next time that you just have that craving, you definitely need to whip up some Scooby snacks. We had a fun time making them here in the TVC studio, so you can certainly do it wherever you are. After the break, we'll come back with some national news updates and other events right here on campus. Stay tuned.
These are so good.
I know.
Yum, yum, yum.
Northern Colorado residents are keeping a wary eye on the sky. More rain is forecast for Sunday, and officials worry about the weather hindering rescue operations. The flooding has left several dead, and hundreds are still unaccounted for. CNN's Katie Murray has the latest on the rescue missions that took place Sunday.
The Larimer County Sheriff's Office says a number of helicopters arrived in the flood-ravaged state. Their mission to assist in rescuing hundreds of people who are still unaccounted for. But the relentless rain prevented the National Guard from using the helicopters to search for the missing.
The helicopters are unfortunately grounded due to the weather. As soon as the conditions change and it's safe enough for them to get back up and flying, they will be flying.
Authorities worry that additional rain will cause more flooding and debris. With roads washed away and bridges submerged, the only way to get to some people is by air. One man trapped in his home watched in horror when a car got stuck with 4 teens inside.
The intensity of the storm and the mud that was coming down the creek and overflowing on the Linden had increased to the point where they then bottomed out. They couldn't, their car got stuck.
2 of the teens managed to get out of the car but were swept away by the rapid floodwaters. They are counted among the dead. The loss of life and devastating damage reduced one sheriff to tears, but didn't break his spirit.
How can we ever recover from this? And I know exactly, inch by inch, mile by mile, community by community, they're taking this stuff back. They're doing it. People are getting those things done out there.
Although rescue crews are hindered in the air, first responders will continue working on the ground to find missing people and help those in need of food and water. I'm Katie Murray reporting.
When Apple announced a fingerprint scanner as a security feature on its new iPhone, people had a lot of questions. Some wondered if it was safe from hackers, and others wondered if your fingerprints could be stored in a government database. CNN's Margaret Conley went digging for those answers.
Touch ID sensor quickly reads your fingerprint and automatically unlocks your phone. You can even use it to authorize purchases through our stores.
But is fingerprinting safe from hackers and the growing risk of identity theft? Hollywood movies like National Treasure make lifting prints look easy. Security researcher Mark Rogers warns that it depends on how the software giant implements the technology.
Apple clearly has thought about this because the data is not going to be stored in the cloud, so there isn't going to be a giant database of lots of people's sensitive information that will be a prize target of hackers or enemy state actors.
He says fingerprinting is convenient for users and will be a boost to the mobile industry.
It could open up a really huge universe of opportunities.
New biotech mapping opportunities are already in the making. Vascular technology uses infrared light to reflect patterns of blood vessels. And iris recognition developed by companies like MorphoTrust.
So the goggles will go ahead and automatically look at the irises.
Eye mapping is said to be faster and more accurate.
You have fingers that are 1 in like 64 billion, and an iris's accuracy is you have 1 in about 1 trillion.
Margaret Conley, CNN, New York.
Well, on campus, Students Helping Honduras is hosting its kickoff meeting this Wednesday at 8 p.m. in room 226 of the University Center. This club is UT's chapter of the national organization, which provides fundraising and volunteer opportunities in Honduras. More information can be found on the Students Helping Honduras UTK Facebook page.
The United Residence Hall Council invites all students to Treasure Island on Thursday at the T-Rex pool. URHC promises some scurvy hot dogs, a slip and slide, and celebration of National Talk Like a Pirate Day that you won't want to miss.
And Oscar-nominated producer, director, and screenwriter John Singleton will be on campus Monday for the Legends Lecture Series. Singleton is best known as the director of Boys in the Hood and as the first African-American nominee for an Oscar in Best Original Screenplay and Best Director. Singleton will speak at 7 p.m. in the UC Auditorium.
The Clarence Brown Theater presents Noises Off through September 22nd. This popular comedic play follows around an English theater troupe throughout the rehearsal and performance process of their production. UT student tickets are $5 and can be purchased at clarencebrowntheater.com.
Lots going on. Are you going to check out some of those scurvy hot dogs?
I'm probably going to stop by. It's free food, scurvy hot dogs. Who doesn't want that?
Give me your best pirate talk.
Man, all right.
Arg.
Arg. That's basically all I have.
That's all we got. Is that enough?
I don't know. What's yours?
Arg.
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know. Scurvy hot dogs, Scooby snacks. I'm all about the good food right now.
I'm feeling it.
Pretty good. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to TVC News today. We'll be back on Thursday with more campus and national news. Until then, I'm Kelsey Keny.
And I'm Cody Woodside. Have a great day, UT.